Metaphysical wit refers to a style of poetry that was prominent in the 17th century, particularly associated with a group of poets known as the metaphysical poets. One of the most well-known poets in this group is Abraham Cowley (1618–1667). Cowley's poetry often exhibits complex and elaborate metaphors, intellectual playfulness, and a fusion of emotion and reason. In the context of Cowley's work, metaphysical wit can be understood as a form of intellectual cleverness that involves making unexpected connections between disparate ideas, using intricate metaphors, and exploring abstract concepts in a playful and often paradoxical manner. Cowley's poetry often explores themes such as love, nature, politics, and the human condition. His metaphysical wit is evident in his use of elaborate conceits, which are extended metaphors or analogies that compare two seemingly unrelated things. These conceits often require readers to think deeply and make connections between different elements to fully grasp their meaning. An example of Cowley's metaphysical wit can be found in his poem, The Wish, where he compares the human soul's desires to stars in the sky, creating a metaphorical exploration of human ambition and the vastness of the universe. Wouldest thou, ambitious fool, who in all wishes dost thy soul confine, to the poor purchase of what stocks thy line? Believe this not, because there is an end of all that man can hope for or commend. For heaven's all bounteous hand, that nothing wants, like the sun's bounty, with rich beauty paints things that itself begot, but nothing takes a second from him, when his first he makes. Here, Cowley employs the metaphor of the sun's bounty to represent God's generosity, and he uses the image of stars to symbolize human desires. The metaphysical wit in this poem lies in the intricate weaving of these disparate elements to convey a profound philosophical insight. In essence, Cowley's metaphysical wit involves a blend of intellectual complexity, ingenious metaphors, and a willingness to delve into abstract and philosophical themes. His poetry challenges readers to engage with the text on a deeper level, deciphering the layers of meaning and appreciating the interplay between language, thought, and emotion. Intellectual playfulness. Cowley's metaphysical poetry often demonstrates a playful engagement with ideas. He delights in using unexpected wordplay, puns, and paradoxes to challenge conventional ways of thinking. This intellectual playfulness encourages readers to consider multiple interpretations and engage in deeper contemplation. Conceits and paradoxes. The metaphysical poets, including Cowley, were known for their use of conceits and paradoxes. Conceits are extended metaphors that link seemingly unrelated concepts, while paradoxes involve presenting seemingly contradictory ideas that, upon closer examination, reveal deeper truths. Cowley's skillful use of these devices adds layers of complexity to his poetry and invites readers to unravel their meanings. Blending of emotion and intellect. Cowley's metaphysical poetry merges the emotional and the intellectual. He doesn't merely express feelings, he explores them through intricate thought processes and elaborate imagery. This blending of emotion and intellect creates a unique poetic experience that requires readers to engage both their hearts and minds. Meditations on mortality and transience. Many metaphysical poets, including Cowley, grappled with themes of mortality and the fleeting nature of life. Cowley's metaphysical wit can be seen in his ability to weave these existential themes into his poetry, often using surprising comparisons or analogies to make readers confront the impermanence of human existence. Influence of contemporary science and philosophy. The 17th century was a period of significant advancement in science and philosophy. Cowley's poetry reflects the intellectual climate of his time, incorporating ideas from fields like astronomy, natural philosophy, and metaphysics. His metaphysical wit is evident in his ability to blend scientific and philosophical concepts with poetic language. Reflection on nature and art. Cowley's metaphysical poetry often contemplates the relationship between nature and artistic creation. He uses metaphors from the natural world to comment on the human experience, and he explores the idea of art as a way to capture and preserve fleeting moments. Variety of forms. Cowley experimented with various poetic forms and structures, showcasing his versatility as a poet. His metaphysical wit extends beyond the content of his poetry to its formal aspects, as he employs different rhyme schemes, stanza lengths, and rhythms to enhance the impact of his ideas. Influence on later poets. Cowley's metaphysical poetry had a lasting impact on subsequent generations of poets. His innovative use of language, thought-provoking themes, and intricate metaphors influenced poets like Alexander Pope, John Donne, and T.S. Eliot, among others. Overall, Cowley's metaphysical wit lies in his ability to bridge the gap between complex intellectual concepts and poetic expression. His poetry challenges readers to engage with profound ideas while enjoying the linguistic craftsmanship that characterizes his work. Spiritual exploration. Cowley's metaphysical poetry often delves into spiritual and religious themes. He uses his metaphysical wit to explore the relationship between the divine and the human, often employing elaborate metaphors to convey spiritual insights and contemplations. Satirical elements. While metaphysical poetry is known for its intellectual depth, it can also have satirical elements. Cowley occasionally employs metaphysical wit to satirize societal norms, politics, and human follies. This blend of wit and satire adds a layer of social commentary to his poetry. Persona poems. Cowley sometimes employs a persona or a fictional speaker in his poems to express his ideas. This allows him to play with different perspectives and voices, enhancing the complexity of his metaphysical explorations. Balance of rationality and emotion. Cowley's metaphysical wit often involves striking a balance between rational thought and emotional expression. He uses logic to dissect complex subjects while infusing his poetry with deep emotional resonance. This balance contributes to the multidimensional nature of his work. Love and romantic themes. Love is a recurring theme in Cowley's poetry, and his metaphysical wit is evident in how he approaches this theme. He uses intricate metaphors to convey the intricacies of love, desire, and the complexities of human relationships. Use of classical and mythological allusions. Cowley's metaphysical poetry frequently draws upon classical mythology and references to ancient literature. These allusions add layers of meaning and depth to his work, showcasing his erudition and contributing to his metaphysical wit. Exploration of time. Cowley's metaphysical wit is often employed to explore the concept of time. He contemplates the passage of time, its impact on human experiences, and the tension between the transient nature of life and the desire for permanence. Conversational tone. Cowley's poetry often adopts a conversational and informal tone. This contrasts with the intricate metaphysical conceits, creating a dynamic interplay between accessible language and complex ideas. Personal reflections. Cowley's metaphysical poetry frequently contains personal reflections and introspective elements. His introspection adds authenticity to his work and invites readers to connect with the emotional and intellectual facets of his poems. Versatility and themes. Cowley's metaphysical wit extends across a range of themes, from the mundane to the sublime. He can transform everyday experiences into profound philosophical contemplations, demonstrating his ability to find meaning in diverse aspects of life. In exploring the metaphysical wit of Abraham Cowley, it's important to recognize his ability to transcend conventional boundaries of thought and language. His poetry challenges readers to engage deeply with intricate metaphors, paradoxes, and philosophical ideas, while also experiencing the emotional resonance of his verses. Love and desire. Love is a central theme in Cowley's poetry. He explores the complexities of romantic love, desire, and the emotional turmoil that accompanies it. His metaphysical wit often shines through in his creative and intricate metaphors that capture the nuances of these feelings. Nature and the universe. Cowley often draws parallels between the natural world and human experiences. He contemplates the beauty, transience, and grandeur of nature, using it as a metaphor to reflect on broader existential questions. Time and mortality. The theme of time's passage and the impermanence of human existence is a recurring motif in Cowley's poetry. He uses his metaphysical wit to examine the effects of time on human emotions, ambitions, and relationships. Spirituality and religion. Cowley's work frequently delves into matters of spirituality and faith. He contemplates divine presence, the human soul's relationship with the divine, and the mysteries of faith, often employing elaborate metaphors to convey these ideas. Art and creativity. Cowley reflects on the role of the artist in the creative process. He explores how art can capture fleeting moments, express complex emotions, and serve as a means of achieving a form of immortality through artistic creation. Intellectual pursuits. As a poet of metaphysical wit, Cowley engages with intellectual subjects, including philosophy, science, and reason. He uses his poetry to ponder abstract concepts, challenge established beliefs, and explore the intersections between reason and emotion. Personal reflections. Cowley's poems often contain elements of personal introspection. He reflects on his own experiences, struggles, and thoughts, adding a personal dimension to his metaphysical exploration. Social and political commentary. Cowley's metaphysical wit isn't confined to abstract concepts, he also employs it to comment on contemporary social and political issues. His satirical and critical poems engage with the political climate of his time. Human identity and relationships. Cowley contemplates questions of identity, the nature of self, and human relationships. He often employs his metaphysical wit to explore the intricate connections between individuals and the world around them. Paradoxes and contrasts. Paradoxes and contrasts are integral to Cowley's metaphysical style. He embraces contradictions to reveal deeper truths and provoke thought, often using unexpected juxtapositions to convey complex ideas. Elegies and grief. Cowley's elegiac poetry addresses themes of loss and grief. His metaphysical exploration helps him express the intense emotions associated with death and mourning. Transcendence and imagination. Cowley's metaphysical poetry frequently delves into the realm of imagination and transcendence. He uses his wit to bridge the gap between the ordinary and the extraordinary, inviting readers to explore imaginative and metaphysical realms. Abraham Cowley's themes intertwine with his metaphysical wit, creating a body of work that encourages readers to engage deeply with both the intellectual and emotional dimensions of human existence. Through his inventive use of language and thought, he invites readers to explore the intersections of reason, emotion, and the mysteries of life. Love and desire. Cowley's exploration of love and desire is characterized by his ingenious use of metaphors and conceits. In poems like The Mistress and Constantia and Philetus, he employs elaborate comparisons to depict the intensity of emotions. For instance, in The Mistress, he compares the experience of unrequited love to a shipwreck, highlighting the tumultuous and devastating nature of unfulfilled desire. This metaphorical approach intensifies the emotional impact of his themes, as readers are invited to empathize with the depicted emotions through unexpected and vivid imagery. 2. Nature and the universe. Cowley often uses the natural world as a source of inspiration and metaphor in his poetry. In The Chronicle, he compares the course of human events to the motions of celestial bodies, reflecting on the cyclical nature of history and the cosmos. By drawing parallels between human affairs and cosmic phenomena, Cowley elevates the significance of human experiences and encourages readers to contemplate their place within the broader universe. 3. Time and mortality. In poems like To the Royal Society, Cowley reflects on the transient nature of life and the passage of time. He employs metaphysical wit to depict the human desire for immortality and the tension between the ephemeral nature of existence and the pursuit of enduring achievements. Through his use of paradoxes and vivid imagery, he invites readers to confront the inevitability of mortality and ponder the legacies they leave behind. 4. Spiritual exploration. Cowley's metaphysical poetry often explores spiritual themes through complex metaphors and philosophical inquiries. In The Complaint, he employs the metaphor of the soul as a voyager on a spiritual journey, navigating the sea of life toward its ultimate destination. This metaphorical exploration allows him to convey deep spiritual insights while engaging readers' intellect and imagination. 5. Art and creativity. In Of Myself, Cowley reflects on the creative process and the power of art to transcend time. He likens his poetry to a monument that will outlast him, suggesting that through his creative endeavors, he can achieve a form of immortality. This theme ties into his broader exploration of time and the desire to leave a lasting mark on the world, showcasing the intersection of artistic expression, personal legacy, and metaphysical contemplation. 6. Intellect and emotion. Cowley's metaphysical wit is a perfect example of the interplay between intellect and emotion. In poems like The Wish, he uses rational thought to explore emotional desires, weaving together complex metaphors that simultaneously appeal to reason and sentiment. This fusion of intellect and emotion is a hallmark of metaphysical poetry, allowing readers to engage with the poem on multiple levels and appreciate the depth of thought and feeling it contains. Overall, Abraham Cowley's metaphysical poetry showcases his ability to intertwine intricate metaphors, paradoxes, and philosophical inquiries to explore a wide range of themes. His poetry invites readers to engage in contemplation, sparking a dynamic interaction between intellectual exploration and emotional resonance. Through his metaphysical wit, Cowley leaves a lasting legacy that continues to captivate and challenge readers to this day.